Hey there, everybody. This is your cosmic update. It's the weather update of the cosmos coming on in. I sit out and I watch the stars every morning as they make their last display before the sun rises, and they tend to talk to me. And Mars has been talking the last several days about planning, preparing, and portioning out how to achieve your dreams, okay, without the stress, the fretting, or the worrying, allowing you to have a hand in it and to bring it all together, okay? But today we've moved on. So y'all see me scooching up on my chair. Whatever. Okay, so Mars is showing up in the energy of the number 2. And it could also be duality as well. Venus is coming up in there. I saw it begin to make its phase over in alongside Mars. So it's impacting relationship. Mars is resonating right now with Cancer. So if you have your Mars in Cancer, or you can check out the Cancerian area of your chart and see what planets you do have there. You can also listen to some readings, any of them from this channel or wherever else that do timeless eternal reads. Trust your spirit, follow your soul, and guide yourself there. Then there's also things having to do with which houses we're at, 4th house and 7th house. So you could take a look at which signs, which parts of the zodiac fall into those houses. Like for me, 4th house is Aries, 7th house is Gemini. So I might check out an Aries read or a Gemini read. They'll give you, there's like, they were talking about little, not crumbs, but little tidbits are tucked away in their specific words of revenue for you, revenue for you, and synchronicity, serendipity. Flip to the dip. Okay, so, but anyways, it's also, pardon me, y'all, this desk is wobbly, but it was coming in that you have the opportunity in that duality right now to shift into the one and merge into the one, to choose your consciousness. All right, we talk about being woke or conscious or whatever. How about we choose our consciousness? Let's choose to think what we're thinking about, and not to think on it, but to recognize what it is and is it really true to who we are? To be able to shift and guide. There we go again. Whose world is shaking? Are you shaking right now? I hope you're shaking it up, because that very motion and that very move does begin to change things. Like the magic 8 ball, you got to shake it up to get a different clue, to get a different answer. All right. Otherwise, going in that same path becomes a rut more than a routine. Now, in this, they were talking about the environment. 4th house has to do with inside your home, behind those 4 walls, where other people may not necessarily see a different persona or personality, or what you might tolerate or endure inside your own home, whether from yourself or from others. 7 has to do with our relationship or relationships. That can be a business relationship, a marital relationship, a parent-child relationship, but it has to do with these commitments that we have. So it can be the viewpoint of how you are seeing that commitment, because yesterday Taurus was talking about be prepared for a quick change of mind. So in the blink of an eye, snap of a finger, you can set your compass, your direction, your intention, and your attention exactly, precisely, perfectly to the life that you dream and desire. Now, in this, inside the home, they were talking about things coming to a head, either head-to-head conflict, head-to-head combat, or we have seeing eye to eye. And they want us to know that in order to see eye to eye, take that time to get into the eye of self. This is beyond the eye of ego, getting past all that and getting into the eye of your truth, the center of who you are. What is it you truly desire? And that usually begins with feelings and energies. We can specify if we want, but that can sometimes delay, or even, what are they talking about? Like, trash the amendment. It can scrap it when you don't want to, and all that effort and energy can be squandered. Instead, get into the feeling. Go into the feelings first is what I clearly hear them saying. So you might close your eyes like I'm doing now, y'all. I'm not ignoring you. I'm just doing it myself. I'm listening to the message, and you take it in and you begin to think, well, I like the feeling of peace, or maybe you like the feeling of excitement and spontaneity. Those are the energies that you begin to just breathe and breathe and breathe as you think on them, and then ask yourself, well, how would it look inside my home like that? What would my relationships look like? What would they feel like? How does this come about? So that's the way they're wanting us to build from our feelings first, and then allow the imagery to arise from that. It's allowing your nature to begin to meld and to merge with you to create that serendipity, the synchronicity. And then you begin to view life differently. It's not as curt or commanding or demanding or cutting and that type of thing of they ought to this and this should that and why haven't I this and da da da. They're talking about when we come from that state, oh, it's more of a plasma state. It's in alignment with how nature comes into being and creation comes into being. Well, that is fine. Like, why? But also, so just so you also know, the moon is sitting right now on the head of Virgo. It's not in Scorpio like they say, but that's okay. We could still talk about it like that. But they need you to know that it's sitting right on the mind. So being able to take in a completely new mind right now. And that doesn't just mean what's in here, because really we live from here. This is that old debris that is like in an amniotic sac. Okay, or like imagine being in a fishbowl and it's all the material that's floating around in that water. So when we inhale and then we exhale, we're moving that out of our immediate space, out of our personal space. Now, we're often very clear about doing that with humans or issues or things that we don't want. But they're talking about for us, simply for us, it removes that pressure and it puts the tone and the harmony into the energy field immediately around us. And that, they're lighting up that right there. That is what begins to draw and attract the things that you love and desire. Clearing your personal space. I like that, just with the inhale and the exhale, and then beginning to tune in, doing a couple of those, because it's like going to the mental bathroom. It clears it on out, because Virgo is the virgin. It's the virgin mind. And Virgo is also the sign that can lovingly, but also trickingly, and be duped into being of service only to others, of getting all satisfaction through the helping of others, as opposed to the loving of oneself. All right. So that's why they want you to know about the moon. Let me run through. Is there anything else that they were talking about? So yeah, Venus showing up with Mars has to do with concepts and conception vessel. Being able to, well, kind of pollinate yourself. What is that? Is that a hermaphrodite? Like planaria or something, that they're able to reproduce in, by, and of themselves. And so your own seed is, they're talking about purification. Okay, I want to get a card on that. But anyways, so Venus is talking about these concepts coming on in, ideas, and more than just an idea, it's the concept. It's the full construct, the seeing of it. Just like some people, when they write, they see the ending and then they go to the beginning and create it from there, because they know where they're going. Just like your GPS, you put in where you're going and it has to identify where you're at in order to create the map. All right. Oh, the garden and the gate. Yes, you can have it all. You can. This is talking about that you can be here and there and everywhere when you are truly in yourself. Instead of being scattered all over the place, following the eyes and the mind, they're talking about your sun, your solarness, your soul being in the center of who you are, and all the channels lighting up, guiding your way. It's like being that pen drop on the map, the homing mechanism, and it's sending out like this signal. Well, it's just a vibration that is detectable by all of life, and therefore life knows what it is you're calling in. It's beyond the words. They're talking about your feeling. Feel your feelings, feel into your feelings and your vibration. And I would also say, having been one who has experienced a lot of trials, tribulation, drama, breathe first. If you take 3 long, deep breaths with the inhale and then sigh out of your mouth, because it's kind of like letting the excrement out, you know, letting that shaztastic stuff go. By the time you do 3 deep breaths, that's about 10 seconds. And they used to tell us long ago when I was growing up, I would see these commercials for parenting. I was a little child, and it said, feeling angry at your child, just take 10 seconds and watch your energy change. Well, 3 deep breaths is about that long. And that gives you enough time for your energy to clear at least immediately around your head. And then you have that clear thinking. Then you have that. Same with somebody posing a question to you or asking you for a commitment or whatever else. You can say, just a moment, all right? Or you can say, oh, I need to step out to the restroom real quick, or let me run to my car. Just give yourself a moment to get in touch with who you are. And it also allows you to shift your space so that when you return, you have more clarity on who you are. And now once we get all caught up with that and we live in our current self, our self is so stealthy and so wonderful. It's very much like pelican energy. It's able to be here and there. You're living in the now, breathing from the now, but it's also calling things towards you from your future into the now, because that is where we always live. That is where the magic lives. So anyways, you click that like button if this helps you. You could also subscribe to this channel. Who knows where this joy train is going to take us? All sorts of things coming in from the universe to you, to me, to all of us. Leave your comments, compliments down below. Stop back by. You can check out some of the readings. They might seem all zodiac-like, but they are about this spiritual intuition, this spiritual growing, and getting into touch with who you are and gaining that wisdom so that you walk by the light of truth. Hey, I love you. Talk soon. Bye.